Hey, kia ora, talofa, and greetings, everyone. Here we go again. I've got another guest here with me today, and this is my good friend Ryan, who resides in Perth, Australia right now. Ryan is originally a Kiwi, but he's moved there and on the search for uh, whatever it is that was important at the time and of course for the move. He's got a family in Australia now, and I'll let Ryan talk about his background and his family and where he's about. But today is all about another opportunity for you to consider. It's in the space of gold and silver. And as you may see, Ryan has got his screen with sound money secrets, and you will hear about it. What you're about to hear is something that Ryan introduced me to. Ryan knew me from another platform, an online platform that we were both on. I didn't know him. We still haven't met in person yet, but the relationship was built online. And that's the world we live in now, whether we like it or not. I've accepted it. It is the real world that we live in now, the virtual world, the online world, and things are coming to us. It's the information age that we live in. We've gone away from the industrial age, and this is how we do things today. So here I am in Tauranga, New Zealand. Ryan is coming in and connecting in from Perth, Australia. His background is he's a teacher, but I will let Ryan introduce himself to you, and then we'll get started with sharing what he's excited about and what you may find very interesting and makes a lot of sense for you to consider for yourself. Ryan, over to you.
Thank you so much, Alex, and pleasure to be here. I feel like the amount of, Zooms and chats we've had that we've known each other for years, like from maybe we went to high school together sort of thing. It's truly is remarkable, what the modern day technology is. And like you said, we've gone from the industrial age, that's long, long gone, that old school thinking of, we're going to have jobs forever. There'll be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of jobs on workers. That's all gone. AI computers can all do the job of hundreds of people, and, you only need to hire one person to run it or check it or whatever. So you're not wrong there. It's completely changed in the information age. And I guess a lot of people do tend to whinge about technology, but technology can do wonders, and it does do wonders. Like, example, me and you have been able to connect over these years, and we've never actually met. So I'm truly am blessed and grateful for technology, and grateful to have, you in my life. So thank you. Yes, like you did say, I am a high school teacher. I'm here in Perth, originally from New Zealand. I have a family of 3. So there's, I guess life does get busy teaching kids and stuff like that. So we started, looking at other ways to, protect and preserve and grow our wealth, because unfortunately, as much as I love teaching, it's never going to keep paying the bills or keep us, in a strong financial position with the way the economy is going. Like, I've found, when I was a kid, my parents would give me $1 or $2. I'd go to the shops and I'd come back with loads of stuff. I try and give my young kid $1 or $2 now, and she just laughs. She goes, "What am I going to get with that, Dad?" So I started to think, well, what is happening? Why is this fiat currency or this fiat system? I didn't actually really know it at the time. I just knew it as money. I was like, why is it not going as far anymore? And started to look and do my research and stuff, and I found, what's called we call it sound money secrets, but it's gold and silver. And looked into it and realized that the number 1 asset in the world was actually gold, and gold was the number 1 asset by a long way, like $9 trillion more than the number 2 asset in the world. So that automatically clicked in my mind that, hey, hold on a second, if the gold is number 1 asset in the world, and the wealthy are putting their money in gold, then maybe I should start, doing the same as what they do. So I started looking into gold, started looking into silver. Silver is the number 7 asset in the world. And the more you research it and realize its industrial use, such as, it's used in electronics, solar, water purification, medical supplies, batteries. So like everything, I started to think, well, everywhere where the future's going, or everything that we need even now, requires silver. So I started to realize, well, that's an industrial use. And I do teach economics at school, so I understood supply and demand and stuff like that. And I was like, well, hold up, if you can't print like money, you can print it as much as you like, and that's why we have inflation, and that's why our purchasing power is going down. That's why I can't, you know, give my young one $1 or $2 anymore. So I started to realize, well, they can't actually print more gold or silver, can they? They have to, you know, they have to find it, they have to extract it, and they have to get it out the ground and stuff like that. And then I realized, well, if they're using it all up, then eventually you're going to start running out, or you're not going to have as much. So I guess that was another light bulb moment from myself, that I was like, well, gold's the #1 asset in the world. Silver's probably the most, I guess, undervalued asset in the world. And then I started, I guess that was the moment it kind of clicked for me. That I was like, maybe I should start buying gold or start buying silver. I was like, if that's what the wealthy have done. And, you know, we used to hear about stories of, you know, back in the old days, kings and queens, they all had gold and silver. And if you watch Game of Thrones, they all got gold and silver and stuff like that. So I guess we were kind of programmed to believe that it was a relic of the past. But then when you look up assets by market cap, you realize, no, it's not, definitely not in the past. It's still here in this present day. So that was, I guess, a moment for me. And so I started, I guess, looking at how I can buy gold and silver, and do you need to become wealthy to be able to buy gold and silver? And that's where I've realized that you don't need to be wealthy to buy gold and silver. Anyone can buy gold and silver. And depending on what you want to achieve and what you want to do, anyone can do it, or you just need to start. And I guess that's where I am today. I've been purchasing gold and silver for nearly 2 years now. And I can it's been an incredible journey. I love it. Can comfortably say that we're in a far better position now than when we were, you know, a year ago and where we were 2 years ago, because, you know, we have real physical assets now. We have assets that have actually already gone up in value, unlike, you know, our fiat system or our currency. So that's sort of, I guess, our journey and where we've headed down. And we are truly blessed and grateful to have found, I guess, the secret of the wealthy, we like to call it. So, yeah.
Oh, very, very good. There's a few things that you've mentioned already that's actually got my attention as well. And talking about this is what the wealthy do. And there's a saying I've always heard: if you want to be wealthy, do what the wealthy actually do. Don't ask someone who's not, because you're not going to get the right advice. And to be able for anyone, ordinary person, an average person, mums and dads, can actually be a part of this. You were saying this is for anyone, but we're getting gold and silver, which is the #1 and #7 assets in the world. What I've actually come to really enjoy, because I've joined Ryan on this journey here, and I've also collected coins and stuff, and getting into the whole thing. And I'm realizing that, you know, not only they grow in value, it's physical assets that you can actually hold. I do a bit of crypto as well, Ryan, but this here, crypto is an unknown. It's a new phenomenon for us, but this here, when you actually hold gold and silver, and then you realize, oh, when you check, it's gone up in value. It grows in value while you sleep. So this is another way of increasing our equity while we sleep. And I love that part of that as well. And now it's giving passive income as well. Like, I'm spending so much hours at work. I used to work and run my own traditional business, but now these things, these coins that I'm collecting, they're growing in value. No wonder the wealthy people actually got into it.
Yeah, it starts to make sense when you see your own stash, and you're like, oh, I can see now why maybe gold's got $9 trillion more than the second asset. You know, like, because it's exciting. It's awesome that you do physically have it. I'm the same as you. I love crypto as well, but it is new. We don't know exactly what's going to happen. It doesn't have a massive track record, whereas gold and silver, you know, 7,000, 6,000 years, at least track record, you know, from when we can remember, of like records of like civilization and stuff like that. But if depending on what you believe, you know, gold's been here before us. Gold and silver, we call it God's money. You know, gold and silver was here before us. It'll be here long after us. And that's, I guess, it has a proven track record of thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And that excites me. And then not only does it have that, and then it can potentially go up in value. It's awesome. It really is cool and amazing. And it does help. Like if you're a bad saver and you're saving your money in, you know, gold and silver, you can liquidate it. It is easy to liquidate, but it takes a bit of a process, or it takes you effort. Whereas if you have your money in your savings account, you know, you go out and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, actually might stay out a bit longer, or I might buy this. Oh, I don't have the money. Oh, I'll just transfer it over. So then your savings actually doesn't end up being savings. You save for like 4 days, and then the 5th day, you know, you got too excited or something came up, and, you know, and it happens all the time. I see it all the time, constantly. Plus, I guess, like you said, you follow what the wealthy do. A big, I guess, person that I believe in, or big mentor of mine, is Robert Kiyosaki. And he always says, why would you save in anything that the government can print? Because there's no point in saving in something that the government can print, because it's debt. Currency is all it is debt. It's government printed money, and they can print as much as they want, and that's why it loses value. So he constantly says, you know, Bitcoin, gold, silver. So I'm a big believer. And he goes, anyone can buy silver at, you know, $18, $19 an ounce. So yeah, that's why I'm a big believer of it, and yeah, just loving it.
Oh, that is awesome. So, Ryan, I'm actually thinking right now, for some of our viewers who are actually watching this, post-COVID, COVID has actually changed our world.
Oh, completely.
And everyone's left with, some people have lost their jobs, some people have reduced their hours, so the income has actually dropped. Inflation's gone up, the value of the dollar's going down, and things are becoming so expensive, and financially, people are struggling. And this is a time when a lot of people are now looking for something else. You know, this is something we do online. It's like we've known each other for a long time because of the amount of times that we connect online. And this is something that we can get used to. It's the way of life now. So from you, 2 years of collecting gold and silver, I'm really excited about my collection as well. It's like collect, hold, and see it grow, and leave it over time, and it will just grow. For our listeners out there, they're probably thinking, what else can I do? They've got their 9-to-5 job, and there's not many hours left as well. They come home, they're tired. This is something that we can do after 5. If you've got a 9-to-5, this is after 5, and you can do it from the comfort of your home. All you need is your mobile phone and your laptop.
Exactly.
And that will be a recommendation or some words of encouragement to those who are making a decision and deciding, what shall I do? Shall I get myself to do something and start building a stream of income? Why sound money?
Okay. I suppose if they're thinking along those lines already of, you know, they're doing their 9-to-5, they're tired, they don't have much energy or much time afterwards, they need to think, is this what I want to do for the rest of my life? Because depending on, doesn't matter how old you are, you can be 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, you know, the retirement age is around 70 now. And if you can retire by then, who knows, by the time some of us go to retire, you know, you might have to keep working. So if you're in that situation now, think to yourself, right, whatever retirement age is, can I do it for that amount of time? Will I be happy? Will I enjoy life? And if the answer to any of that is no, or maybe, then something needs to change and something needs to be done, because if you keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting something to happen, nothing's going to change. You know, we're not trees. If you want something to change, go and change it. You know, you can, as Jim Rohn would say. So my advice, I guess, would be, think about your future. Think, you know, further than just the weekend. Think, you know, about even a month, 2 months, 5 years, or a year, 5 years. think long term, think of little plans, and it doesn't have to be, you know, the end goal straight away. Just start slowly, start changing those habits and creating something that will allow you to, you know, live the life that you want. Because at the end of the day, time is the most precious resource that we have. So if we're wasting it on a job that we hate, that takes us away from our family, or takes us away from doing the things we love, or doesn't provide enough income to survive, or to be able to do what we like, where we like, and with who we like, then, you know, is that a life that you want to live? And if it isn't, then, you know, you need to seriously start thinking about changing and creating changes. And what better than, I guess, the number one asset in the world, the number 7 asset in the world that has, you know, 7,000 years track record, that every history book you can think of, whether it's, you know, about countries, about kings, about queens, it's all been, you know, gold, silver, you know, precious metals. So for me, that's kind of a no-brainer. It makes sense, complete sense to me. If you're going to do what the wealthy do, you're going to do what has a proven track record, then, you know, you're going to want to go down that path. And if you can create extra residual income that allows you to, you know, not have to work that extra Saturday or that overtime, or not have to worry that, you know, fuel has doubled in price, or that the food has doubled in price as well, or that, you know, you can't pay your mortgage or rent this week because, you know, you need to feed your kids, and what option do I choose? You know, that to me is probably the most heartbreaking thing, is that, especially now with interest rates going up as well, there's people that are seriously in situations where, do I pay my rent, mortgage, or do I feed my kids? And it's sad, and it's the honest truth what's going on. And when we as people and we as human beings, we need to, one, help each other, and two, also take ownership and responsibility ourselves, and you know, create things that doesn't put us in that situation. So yeah, I hope that answers that.
That is amazing. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, I'm actually listening to a teacher, and I'm putting myself as a student, and I'm listening intently to the teacher speaking, the wise words that's just come from you, your advice, your recommendation. Our world has changed. It's so right. We need to find ways that will help us. I read a book by Tim Ferriss, The 4-Hour Work Week, and that just changed my way of thinking. Earn more by working less. And this is one way in which we can be able to achieve that kind of thing. If you are, people are working 40 to 60 hours a week, and they're tired and all of that, but we've moved away from hard work to now working smart. We live in a smart world, and audience, you've just heard the conversation with Ryan, and a lot of wisdom has come out of there. Another option for you to consider. So if you're interested in finding out more and knowing more about gold and silver and how you can be a part of this, connect with us, and we will show you the way in which you can get started. But Ryan, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for your wisdom. I feel like you and I will have to have another episode 2 or another series of conversation, because it's a very, very interesting and exciting topic to talk about. Because, you know, one of our coins, the 1 ounce Titanic, I can relate that as an accountant to the return on your investment. Like, you put $200 in the bank, and you may be lucky to get 2% interest for the year. This Titanic in 2 months has actually doubled in value. That's 100% return already. And that's long term. And it's like, I would rather put my money there. So, and with saying that, thank you so much for your time, and to you, our audience. Hopefully we've brought some value for you. Hopefully we've actually brought something for you to be able to make a decision on, because as Ryan was saying, if you keep doing the same thing, you're always going to get what you always got until you do something different. If you're unsure as to the difference or change, and uncomfortable with change, we're here. We will help you. If you decide that this is something for you, connect with us, and then we will show you the way. We will guide you all the way. And with that, Ryan, any last words before we close up?
Yeah, I just want to finish off with if you didn't come from a wealthy family, make sure a wealthy family came from you. And I'm the same. I definitely didn't come from a wealthy family, so I'm going to make sure that a wealthy family comes from me.
Oh, that is awesome. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate your time and your wisdom. And to all of you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we will see you again. Thank you.
Bye-bye.